Good morning, everybody. We are going to continue with our science unit this week, where we have been exploring plants, and today we're going to look at identifying and naming some of them. But before I get started, I have been so impressed by all the work that you have been sending in, so much so that I've been showing all the Year 2 teachers and they've been really impressed. So I wanted to show you all at home some of the fabulous work that has been submitted as well. So hopefully you can see these up on the screen now. I've had some fantastic diagrams where you have labeled the different parts of different plants, which have been great to see. So I've even got a little palm tree on there. And then you've sent in some fabulous descriptions about how the plants change throughout the seasons as well, which is just amazing. I mean, I've got some more up on the screen as well to show you some fantastic drawings. I mean, some of you have done much better pictures of bulbs and of plants than I have done. So well done, everyone at home. So don't forget to keep sending me them across because it's so fantastic to see everything that you are doing and that you are learning. Well done. So today, I just want us to spend a couple of seconds having a little think already about what you've learned about plants. So pause the video now and just spend a couple of seconds. What do you know about plants already? So I have learned that what? Have a little think. Okay, if you need to keep it paused, do. But I'm going to move on now and hopefully recap all these things that you've been talking about just then at home. So hopefully you've recapped and have a little think about all the different parts of a plant, because that's what we were focusing on a lot last week. And then we were thinking about how these parts have changed over time. So here I have got a plant, and the name of that we're going to explore a little bit in a minute. But I just want us to have a think then, what are the parts of this plant called? So I've put some lines. Okay, and they're pointing to different parts of the plant. And I want you to spend a couple of seconds just having a chat at home and working out what are these different parts of the plants called. Okay. Right, if you need some more time, just pause the video because I'm going to go through them now. So hopefully you've got these right at home. So on the bottom of my picture here, I've got a bulb. Okay, and hopefully you've remembered that the bulb is what the plant grows from. Okay, here right at the bottom underneath the bulb, so what is growing out down into the bulb are the roots. And if you can remember, the roots are what holds the plant into the soil, sucks up all the nutrients, and it also anchors the plant into the ground. This part here of the plant is called the stem. Okay, and the stem tells us, the stem is what holds the flower up, and it also sucks all the nutrients and the vitamins and all the water up to the plant to help it grow. Here we've got the leaves. Okay, we've also got this part, which is the flower. And part of a flower here is called a petal. So well done if you got all of those correct at home. Give yourselves a pat on the back. And well done to you, because that consolidates all that learning we have looked at previously. So moving forward in today's lesson, what we're going to be doing is naming some familiar plants. So you might have seen these out and about on your daily walks. You might even have some of these in your garden. Okay. You might be aware of some of their names already. So just spend a couple of seconds just having a look at the plants. Do you know what any of them are called already? Have a look. I've got 4 different plants. Okay, so you might know the names of them. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through each of these plants, tell you what the name of it is, and tell you some facts about it as well. So we're going to start by looking at a daffodil. Can you say daffodil? Well done. So a daffodil plant is very colourful, and they start to grow in late winter or early spring. So when you're out and about on your daily walks now or in your gardens, you might see some lovely daffodils starting to bloom up all around, okay? And they add that really nice dash of colour. And the colours on the flowers are different shades of yellow, and sometimes they're white as well. So here you can see in the pictures, we've got different shades of the yellow and the white colours, so that Sometimes we're just showing the different variants of daffodil plants that we might have. Okay, when we look closely at one of the flowers on our daffodil, so here, a daffodil flower in itself has 6 petals. So if you can count here, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And in the middle of the daffodil flower, there is a shape that looks a little bit like a trumpet. Okay, so they've got quite an unusual look to them. They've got nice long stems and long leaves. And here, look, we can see that they are growing out from a bulb. Okay, so this is a daffodil. Stick that one in your head so that you remember it. So having a look at the other ones, we've also got a different plant, and this plant in front of you here is a rose plant. Can you say that? So rose plants grow quite commonly in your garden, so you might have some of these at home. And they spread quite quickly. So sometimes they grow in pots, but some people put them in their garden as well, just in the beds. And they bloom in early spring, okay? So in about a month or so, they're going to start growing in your garden and the buds are going to appear ready for those flowers to come out because they like lots of sunlight. And unfortunately, we're not having much of sunlight at the moment. So rose plants grow from seeds, so they're not bulbs, they grow from seeds, so you have to plant those in the soil, but you can also cut them off and grow them as well. And they also, if you have a look at this picture up here, they have got thorns, okay? So the thorns are these spiky parts, which I'm just drawing the arrows to now, okay? And the thorns are on the stems of the plant. Wonder what you think the thorns are there for. Have a think. Why might a plant have a thorn? So plants have thorns to stop other creatures eating them or picking them. Okay, so they're sort of like their protective barrier to stop people getting onto them. Because obviously if you pick up a rose and it's got a thorn on it, it's going to hurt. Okay, so it's to stop predators eating them or picking them. So this is a rose plant. So that's 2 of the plants we need to know today. The other one, which I'm sure lots of you have recognised and hopefully named at home, is a strawberry plant. Can you say that? So strawberry plants obviously are summer fruiting plants, okay? So they grow strawberries. Yum, yum, yum. Some of you might even have a go at growing those in your garden. I tried to do it last year and it wasn't very successful. I've been told if I put them in a hanging basket, which is in this picture here, then they grow really well. So fingers crossed, I'm going to try it again this spring and hopefully I'll get some strawberries in my hanging basket. Okay, so they grow from seeds. And if you look closely at a strawberry, you can see all the seeds on it. And they need lots of sunlight to help them grow. So they're summer fruiting plants. So that means that the plants have little flowers and then the flowers grow the fruit on them. And then eventually when the sunlight has hit them lot, then they ripen and they turn red. And that shows that they are ready to pick. Okay. And the final plant we've got is a cherry tree. Can you say that? Well done. So cherry trees, oh, one of my favorite, and I've actually got a cherry tree in my garden, and they produce lots of different varieties of cherries, which you should be able to see here in this picture. So around springtime, so in a month or 2, you will see that the flowers on the trees start to blossom, okay? So that means that they start to grow. And we talked the other day about blossom being on trees, part of a tree, okay? And the lovely pink colours, light pink, and it's really, really pretty around springtime. And then once that blossom has dropped off, then the fruits, the cherries, start to be produced, okay? Some cherry trees don't produce fruits, they're artificial cherry trees, but some of them do. And sometimes the cherries are very nice and tasty and they're really sweet, but sometimes when you taste them, they're very sour and they make you go like this. And that's what mine's like in my garden. It's not a very nice cherry tree, unfortunately. It's a sour cherry tree. Ugh. So let's have a little look and a recap over the 4 different types of plants that we're having a look at today. So the first one here is a rose plant. Your term. Daffodil, your term. Cherry tree, your term. And strawberry plant, your term. So I have got now on the screen some different plants, and they are all either rose plants, daffodils, cherry trees, or strawberry plants. So have a little look, pause the screen and try and say which each one is. So for example, I'll do the first one for you. I'm just going to identify this one. So I'm looking at it and I can see that the flower has got 6 petals and a trumpet-like middle. They're all yellow. They've got stems and leaves. Well, I remember that that is a daffodil. Okay, have a look at the other pictures, pause the video and have a little workout and say the names, identify the names of these plants. Okay? Fabulous. Keep it paused if you need to, but I'm going to go through these now. So hopefully these are the answers you got. So this plant here has got lovely big red roses on it, but it also has thorns and it's a rose plant. Well done if you got that correct. This one here, a bit of a clue, it's got strawberries growing on it, so that's a strawberry plant. Here we've got some more daffodils. This one, it's got that blossom on it. Can you remember that we were talking about before the fruit grows? And that is a cherry tree. Here I've got some more flowers and some strawberries on, so that's a strawberry plant. This one I've got some thorns on. Can you remember which plant had thorns? That was a rose plant or a rose bush. Well done. And my last one is the cherry tree. So big thumbs up if you got those correct. So now we've had a little look at the plants and the features, and we've also named the plants and grouped them together. And what I want us to do now is have a little think about writing a description of these specific plants, so we know what the features are that this plant has. Okay, and we're drawing on our knowledge that we thought about last week and also thinking about maybe some new vocabulary that we've learned, because I know that roses have something new on them that we didn't learn last week. So just spend a second thinking, what features does a rose plant have? So a rose plant has, just think in your head. Okay, so I know that a rose plant has flowers. Okay, so I'm going to write that. A rose plant has flowers. And the word rose, look, is up here on my word map. Just going to change that into a different colour for you. Okay, so there's the word rose. So I'm going to be using that to help with my spelling. So a rose plant. There we go. A rose plant has flowers. Can you sound out flowers? Flowers. Flowers. Good. What else does it have? And it has leaves. 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 What else did we say that a rose plant had on it? Those things, can you remember on the stem that stopped predators from trying to eat it or trying to get it? What were they called? Thorns, yes. So we could say it also has thorns, sound out thorns, or thorns, or thorns, to stop animals from eating it. Okay, or from destroying it. Super. Just going to move that out of the way so you can see my fabulous work. Anything else that we know about? Oh, I know. A rose plant grows from a seed. Rose plant grows from a seed. And it also has a stem, doesn't it? And it also has stems. Great. So that's my first description. So let me check. So I've said this is a rose plant, and a rose plant has flowers and leaves. It also has thorns to stop animals from eating it, and a rose plant grows from a seed, and it also has stems. Fabulous. Now on the screen, I have put 4 images. Okay, 4 different pictures. I've got plant number 1, plant number 2, plant number 3, and plant number 4. And you can pause these in a second once I've finished. I've also got some key vocabulary underneath. This word here is daffodil, your turn. Cherry tree, your turn. Rose, your turn. Strawberry, your turn. So you might want these keywords to help you with your spellings today. What I want you to do is, in a second, pause this video so you can see these pictures, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I want you to write a description to tell me everything you know about that plant. So you need to name the plant and tell me everything you know about it, just like we did a second ago. So we have already done number 1, haven't we? So we've said what a rose plant is. So I want you to carry on for the other 3 pictures, okay? Tell me about the plant. Tell me the information that you know about it and write it all down. And then you can send me a picture in of your fabulous work. Okay, so make sure you've got the right name for the right plant. Don't be saying that this is a cherry tree, okay? Because this one, number 2, it's not a cherry tree. Have a think, which one is it? So send me those 3 descriptions across so I can have a little look at them, and make sure you're trying to use all of that language that we've included last week, such as stem, leaves, flowers, fruit, if that's appropriate, or even branches if you're looking at a tree. Okay, have a good go at this. I know you'll be incredible because I've been so impressed with all your science work that you've sent through already. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.